Welcome to day 10 of the 30-day wholesaling challenge. Today we are talking all about driving for dollars. I'm going to show you how to do it, how to implement it, and the correct questions to ask, and how to make this a systematic process. And if you stick with me till the end, I'm going to show you a secret driving for dollars strategy that is incredible and will get you a ton of leads. But before we get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe notification button to continue to receive the best wholesaling information. So let's simplify this and let's make this process where anyone who's never done a deal can go out and implement driving for dollars. First of all, what is it? It's exactly what it says it is. Driving for dollars. You either get in your car, you get on your bike, or you put on a pair of running shoes or walking shoes, and you walk through neighborhoods that we call farming neighborhoods. These are neighborhoods that you're actually going through trying to find a deal. That's why you get the word farm in it. You're kind of harvesting your crop, which is going to be your wholesale house deals. What I'm going to do is if I'm getting in my car, I'm going to drive through. And it's really simple. You are looking for what we call distressed houses. Ugly houses, it's really that simple. How do I find an ugly house? It's really not that hard. If you don't know what one looks like, let me describe it to you. The key ingredient for this is overgrown landscaping, particularly grass. In the summertime, it usually gets high. It depends on what area of the country you're in. When people stop mowing their lawn, they have challenges. Nobody purposely lets their lawn grow high. Either they have a financial issue or there is a health issue within the family, and it's one of the first signs of distress. Other signs of distress: knocked over mailboxes, one of my favorite. Houses covered in mold. Why? Nobody lets mold grow in their house. Boarded up windows, a huge one. And one of my favorites is a blue tarp or a brown tarp on the roof to cover some sort of roof leak. These are all hints and signs of what we call a distressed house, also known as an ugly house. So I'm going to show you two ways to implement driving for dollars. So the only requirement is you got to put some gas in your car and you got to go out and look for these houses. So now that you know what you're looking for, like, Rick, how do I do this process? So I'm going to show you two ways. Number one, the free way, the simplest way. Honestly, you just grab a notepad just like this and you go around and you write the addresses down. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And all you need are the addresses on it, and you can do it that way. Another free way you can do it is basically use your cell phone, and you can take pictures of the property. If you know what street you're on, as long as you get a picture of the house and a house number, you can go back and coordinate it when you get back to your home office and figure out which properties that you put on your list. So if the house is 4421 and I'm on 5th Street, you already know what the full address is, and you can make an entire worksheet by doing that way. Or you can use some of the phones. You guys got fancy phones these days. Geo-tracking in there, it can actually pinpoint it to an address, but I wouldn't rely on that completely. Now, if you want to use a paid version, there's a relatively cheap version that you can use. Go to dmzack.com, and then within that, we actually have a driving app, which actually follows you around, and you just click a button when you're in front of the house, and it stores it to your list. Phenomenal. I never had these things when I started out in wholesaling. It's actually revolutionized the driving for dollars. If you want to use this app, go to dmzack.com, and it will not only record that house for you, it'll give you whatever information you need on that house, what they bought it for, how long they've owned it for, and the exact address and everything on it. And it's very helpful because sometimes we actually talk to sellers while we're out driving for dollars. And one of the ideas I'm going to give you is when you're out doing driving for dollars, you see somebody at the house, have a conversation with them. If they're open to talking to you, hey, what's going on with the house? Why is the grass so high? Hey, have you ever thought about selling the house? There is no better time to engage people when you're in front of them, especially in front of the problematic house. Use these tips, guys. dmzack.com will help you organize your drive and make you much more effective when doing driving for dollars. So now you know what you're looking for. You know how to record the information. So now we need to take that information and take action. So rule number one, while you're out collecting all these addresses, think big. 10x your results. Don't try to go out and get 20, 30 addresses. Get 10 times that. Now, you don't have to do it all in one drive, but you've got to think big, because the more leads you have, the more opportunities you have. If you only have 10 or 20 leads, you don't have a lot of opportunities. If you have 300 or 500 leads, I guarantee you there's a deal in there somewhere. On average, you're going to need at least a couple hundred leads to get one bona fide contract in driving for dollars, give or take on which market you're in. What I'm trying to stress to you here is you have to have quantity in the driving for dollars game. Go out out there and 10x your results. Don't be average, be exceptional. So now you're back home, you have your list, and hopefully it's a big, giant, fat list because I told you to 10x it. And the first thing you do is you can now go up, you have your addresses, and now you're going to cross-reference them. If you're doing it manually, you're going to have to go to the property appraiser site and pull up the owner's name and find out where they're living. And then from there, you can skip trace. This is just a process of looking up their number online. If you want to do it for free, go over to truepeoplesearch.com. You can easily find it, or you can go into listrei.com and use skip tracing in there. I believe it's around 10 or 12 cents per lead, but if you had 300 of them, it's probably worth your time just to pay it because it's going to save you a ton of time. You can do the free version or you can do the paid version. So once I have the seller's name and I have their phone number, and by the way, if you use dmzac.com, you already have that information. You don't have to jump back and forth to the property appraiser site. You just have to skip trace the number. Now, once I have their name and number, what do? It's a simple phone call, guys. Don't overthink this. Pick up the phone and just call them. What am I going to say? It's very simple. Hey, are you the owner of 123 US Stage? Hey, I was driving around and I saw this house. I just want to know if you have any interest in selling the property. You have to try to spark up a conversation. Sometimes they don't want to engage you and talk to you. What I like to do is be creative with my conversations and not use the exact same thing over and over. Ask them if they're the owner of the house. Go, hey, listen, my partner was driving by and they saw your house. Now, one of the biggest objections you get on this is, how did you get my number? And it's real simple. Actually, my partner drove by this property and he looked up your phone number and thought we'd give you a call to see if you had interest in selling the property. What you want to do is engage them in a conversation. Obviously, there's an issue with the property. We just got to find out if the seller's motivated enough to sell the property at a discounted rate. So guys, do not overthink this. Get the owner's information, get their phone number, and call them. The quicker you do it, the faster you are to getting a deal. You're going to have a high level of rejection, but you only need a few yeses to make driving for dollars work. Why I love driving for dollars so much is because, in my opinion, it is the fastest way to get a deal because you don't have to buy big giant lists. You create your own custom list that nobody else has. And while people are chasing down 10,000 leads and trying to get through that giant list, you might have a list of 300 to 500 and you can easily work through it within a day or two and you can keep compounding the list. And honestly, where there's smoke, there's fire. If you see these properties have issues, 9 times out of 10, they need a buyer just like you and me to do it. The question is, are they motivated enough to sell it to your discount? The only way you're going to find out is just make that phone call. You've got to make that phone call. Stop staring at the phone. Just get off the video right now and make those phone calls. The more consistent you are on this and the faster you take action, the faster it is to getting your first wholesale deal. Now, once you get the seller on the phone and they start talking, you just qualify them. Now, you already know the property is ugly and nasty, so just dive into it. Tell me a little bit about the property. And if they tell you the property is gorgeous and nice, you know otherwise. That's the advantage of a driving for dollars list. Go. And honestly, if they give you like a crazy retail price and you know the property's ugly, ask them to meet you at the property. It will change the entire tone of that conversation. I don't even fight them on the price, but odds are they know the property's in bad shape. Most of them are embarrassed to talk about it. Don't embarrass them. Just be humble and search for motivation. How do I do that? Ask the qualifying questions, go through the MCTP, the motivation, condition, time frame, and price, and work through it. And only work with the ones that actually want to work with you. The others you work and they'll follow up until they tell you to get them off their list. So when you're doing driving for dollars, here's 2 key tips you have to understand. Number 1, you've got to set a weekly and a monthly goal. Now, it's easy to go out and get like 100 leads, but that's what I call one-hit wonder. The person that can go out every week and get multiple times, maybe on like Tuesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Friday, they drive out, they take their yellow pad or they use dmzac.com and they load up their leads. They are consistent. They might pick up 100 to 200 leads per week. If you do that every week, that'll give you a monthly goal of around 800 leads. You have to be consistent. A one-hit wonder only helps once. The more consistent you are, the more opportunities you're going to have to get great wholesale deals. So set a goal weekly and monthly and stick to it and think about 10xing your goal. The second part to being ultra successful in driving for dollars is you just got to be consistent. You've got to just go, okay, I'm doing it twice a week. No matter what happens, I'm going. Oh, it's raining? I'm going. It's snowing? I'm going. It's windy, it's going. It's a holiday, I'm going. Be extremely disciplined and consistent and blow your goals up, 10x them. And I'm telling you guys, where there's smoke, there's fire. If you're looking at distressed properties and ugly houses, these are great opportunities for you to buy great wholesale deals. And honestly, it's a private list. Only you have it. It's not shared with the rest of the market. And I find people that do driving for dollars, they go much deeper on these lists because they believe in them, because they've seen them with their own eyes. guys, you just have to connect with that seller and put a wholesale deal together. So I told you at the end of this, I'm going to share a secret strategy. And it's not so much a secret if you work with me and Zach at freewholesaling.com. I share the whole thing there, but it's called reverse driving for dollars. So it is an element of driving for dollars with a marketing twist. And here's how it goes. You guys go out there and collect your government list, your code violations, your tax delinquencies, your pre-foreclosures, the list go on and on. If you want to check out more, go over to freewholesaling.com. Once you get these lists, you can put them into dmzac.com and it will organize a route for you to go out. So you have a list. Now you have a route through dmzac.com and you're going to go out and you are going to do driving for dollars. Well, Rick, how do I do it? You're going to take these yellow sticky pads, the ones just like I have here, and you're going to put a note on it and you're going to stick the same note on every door. Now you can use a stamp, you can handwrite it. Don't complicate this. Maybe you have 50 or 100 leads. So maybe I got 100 leads and I go out and I put a note on there and you say, listen, I have a quick question for you. Maybe you put a quick question about your house. Rick, you put your virtual phone number on there. So if I put it on 100 doors and 15 people call me back, that saved me 85 painful conversations with people that didn't want to sell me their house. And that allows me to work with the people that actually have an interest in selling their house. And it is a highly effective way to get return calls back to you. Make sure you answer your phones, preferably live, because it makes a tremendous difference. And then of those 15 people, try to work with the few that you can actually put pen to paper and put a deal together. Maybe you do it over the phone. Maybe you meet with them physically at the house. It is a very clever technique and it works wonders. And it has one of the highest response rates because who's not going to respond to a note like that? Make sure the note is personable and it just makes them curious enough to call you back. Listen, if you leave a business card with everything you do on it or like a postcard or a letter, they're not going to call you back because you didn't intrigue them at all. By leaving a simple personal message, it is the difference between a phenomenal callback rate versus a below average, 1 to 2%. So guys, make sure you use the reverse driving for dollars. It is phenomenal. What you want to do is match them up with government lists that you decide to implement it. If you want to learn more in detail how to do this, go over to freewholesaling.com. And guys, listen, if you got value from this video and you love driving for dollars or you want to implement it, please let me know in the comments if you're using this method. And if you got value from this video, make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe notification button to continue to receive the best information on wholesaling. Guys, this is Rick with day 10 of our 30-day wholesaling challenge. I'll see you in the next video.